got to remember is you've got to make it fun. It's got to be fun. And I want you to think about this. If you've ever gone through something in your life, such as maybe a broken relationship, having a child in the beginning, isn't it fun? It's so exciting and it's fun, and then they and it's no longer fun. At times, you want it to be fun, and you think, I'm such a bad mother because I don't like you much right now. So we have to learn that, you know what, sometimes it's not altogether fun, but if we can put the fun back into it. How about a broken relationship? You can look back and almost tell to the day that it was no longer fun. You no longer enjoyed each other. So if you enjoy, aren't we all excited about it works? Yeah. We're very pumped, right? We're very excited in the beginning. Don't you have really excited people and they're going to make you all this money, they're going to make them, they're going to be life-changing, and then you can't find them the next day. They took the fun out of it in 24 hours. Because they talked to everybody they knew and they both of them said no. People say, I've talked to everybody that I know, and they both said no. So your list has got to be longer than 2 people. Much longer than 2 people. So we make way too much of all of this. Look at each other and say, I make way too much of all of this. Look at each other and say, you won't go bliss because you're afraid somebody's going to call you. And then what? Oh my gosh, there's that dreaded question. Do you want to know how you learn the answers to questions? Yes. You get asked. How do children learn the answers? They ask. They ask and they ask and they ask and they ask. So they keep asking and asking and asking until they get the answer, right? That's what's going to happen in your business. You're going to love this. You're going to be standing there in your power now. I want you to all stand in your power, and the questions will keep coming. It's the same one. Over and over and over and over and over and over and over again until you decide that I no longer need to know, to hear that question. I got the answer. And then you never hear it again. So the question is this a pyramid? Is this a pyramid? Is this a pyramid? Is this a pyramid? Why do you keep hearing that question? Because there's something within you that believes that it might be. There's something within you that doesn't quite get it yet. You're still skeptical. You don't maybe believe that it might be the pyramid, but it might not be real. Isn't that interesting? And then when you no longer hear the question, which I never get, ever get anymore, ever, it's because I know it's not. Well, does that really work? I'm telling you, when you believe 100% that this product works, you stand there, they're afraid to ask you that question. You really want to ask her if this works. But I know if I do, I might die. Isn't that fun? So the questions that you're getting over and over in the beginning, you're going to get them. You're going to get them and you're going to stand there and go, I need to work on that. That's an angel asking me a question that I need to work on. And you're going to hear that, does this really work? You're going to hear, of course, questions that people should ask because they've never heard of this product, right? So you're going to hear normal, everyday questions. But if you're getting some that really sting you, you need to talk to somebody about that. Maybe your spouse or your upline and say, what is it about me that I can learn about why I keep getting is this pyramid? Why do I believe this might be one? Why do I not believe in this marketing plan? What can I work on to believe better in this marketing plan? Pat's in the room. Pat, where are you? Pat Glover? Right here, come me. Pat allows me to pick on her, just a little bit, not enough to make her cry. And I love her because Pat called me and she said that after one of these boot camps, she said, Pam, you know what, I'm really struggling with parties. I'm really struggling. Either no one shows or they all bloat. Either no one shows to a party or they all bloat. I said, all of them. She goes, every single one. Remember that? And I said, well, Pat, what do you think about parties? Pat really didn't like them. Why would you? They either don't show up or they all blow. Right? How much fun is that? That's not much fun, is it? So Pat had to put the fun back in the party. So I said, Pat, you know, you're my age. We like disco, Donna Summer, all that disco, Casey and the Sunshine Band. Put that in, crank that up, and on the way to a rap party, sing, let it out, have a good time. Say, everybody's coming and nobody's bloating. Everybody's leaving. They're all becoming customers. They're all becoming distributors. And I just made diamonds. Yes. And right around, exactly, it shifted, it turned. Pat made diamond, no one bloated. What happened? How can we explain that? Well, that goes back to the how. We don't care, do we? We just want the result. So let's focus on solutions today and not problems. Because the problems truly aren't really there. It's just working within you. So how does someone, don't you always want to know this? How does someone get to $25K a month in 5 months? Anybody want to know that? Yes. Who wants to know that? Yes. Who would like that to happen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Give me an amen. And I said 25K. What does that mean? $25,000 in 5 months. We have people doing that. That's right. How do they do it? Well, how does someone come in and they make $500 a month in 5 months? Who would like that? Yeah. So what do you think the difference is? What do you think the difference is? The person that came in and in 5 months. Do you think they may have had more experience? Do you think that they may have had maybe more contacts? Do you think they may have had more confidence? Yes. Yeah. I think they may have had more confidence, don't you? Because you got to have confidence, really, to make that kind of money. You know, I went to a training, and I spent a lot of money going to this training. It was in upstate New York. And there were over 200 people at this event. It was 5 days, and I did the most excruciating stuff to my body and mind that I've ever done in my life, and I wouldn't recommend it. It was unbelievable what we went through. And there was a gentleman there from New York that had billion-dollar deals in real estate. Billion-dollar deals. And I said, why are you here? He said, because they scare me. I was going from millions to billions. And it started scaring me and I needed to work. So don't you want to get to 5? Don't you understand we've got to get to 500 to get to 25? See, you'll have people that come in your business that will do that. But they come in a little differently, maybe more confident, maybe with a few more skills. Maybe they've networked before, so they had like Melody and Blair came into this with 15 years. You think they knew a thing or two? You think that might be one of the reasons they were our first ambassador? So don't you think maybe that 15 years was some schooling? 15 years of maybe network marketing schooling? You know that there's a book by Malcolm Gladwell called Outliers. And in that book, he says it takes about 10,000 hours to master a skill. 10,000 hours. So what they did is they looked at musicians. And with the musicians, they felt like they could, by the end of the 10,000 hours, no matter what kind of skill they had prior, they could all end up about the same for playing that instrument. So it's practice, isn't it? So you come into this, And you're not Melody and Blair. You didn't have 15 years. Do you think 15 years times 365 days may have equaled about 10,000 hours? Do you know why Tiger Woods was such a great golfer? His father used to take a golf club to his hand when he was a toddler. And he started hitting the ball that way. And do you think he practiced? Do you think he had probably 100,000 hours of golf? So do you expect somebody at 18 that never played to have his skills? See, we think that we should arrive without even doing the work. So do you want to wait for your 10,000 hours, or would you like to condense it down? Condense it down, because a lot of us don't have 10,000 hours, do we? Because we feel there's some momentum going here. So let's take it all down, and why don't you capitalize on my 10,000 hours? Because I guarantee you have over 10,000 hours in network marketing. That doesn't make me an expert that doesn't need to learn. I learn every day, and guess who teaches me? You. You come up to me with your questions. So you stand right here in my face, and you ask me questions, and guess what I do? I go, what do I need to work on when I hear that question? That's what I think. What part